From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV, of course, at Tommy Max, at my bar, brought to you by our good friends at Heritage Capital. This time around, we're going to ask the panel about resources in business and how important they are to grow that business. Let's welcome them all in. Coach Dave Campo is here. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Tom.
How are you, man?
I'm great.
Go ahead. What?
Game day.
Game day. I know.
Jags.
You want a headbutt?
Okay. Let's go.
But as a head coach, you need all the resources you can handle to be successful. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. Your team is what it's all about, on the coaching staff as well as the players.
Yep.
So, the resources.
And an owner that spends money.
Yeah, well, of course.
Well, Shad Khan spends a ton of money.
Absolutely. And that's, obviously I saw him at training Training camp this year, and I said to him, I said, I've involved with Dallas for a lot of years, and the star is what everybody talks about. I said, this new facility you just put in here won't take a second seat to anybody.
You're right about that.
And that's what you need. You need to. It's all about how you feel when you play the game,
Absolutely.
And that's part of it. Yeah.
And everyone's behind you, having those resources once again.
No question.
Great to have you, Coach. Always a pleasure, my man.
Yeah.
James Collie is here.
Yes, sir.
How are you from Ice Mule Coolers?
Cool.
All right, tell us about it, man.
We manufacture the world's most portable coolers. Soft-sided coolers designed to be backpacked so you can keep your hands free, go outdoors and do whatever it is that you want to do without having to worry about carrying a big, heavy cooler with you.
9 years, did you say?
9 years, yeah.
How'd you come up with the idea?
So it started back in the 90s. I was taking a girl out on a hiking day that I wanted to date.
I like this story already.
First date. And we were going to be out for the day, and it was hot, so I wanted to take bottles of water with some sandwiches for lunch.
Yep.
Couldn't find a cooler that wouldn't leak. So I put 2 trash bags in my backpack with ice. The ice melted, the bags broke, water went down the back of my pants. First date. We've been married 25 years. So
so it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
Good.
But I couldn't figure out why it didn't exist. And we lived in Richmond at the time. I was kayaking on the James River one day, and I grabbed my dry bag and realized if I could insulate this, it'd make the world's best cooler. So that's what we did.
It's amazing how a lot of entrepreneurs, it's all from experience that they come up with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So our next guest must have needed a boat really bad at one time in her life. She just said, screw it, I'll form the Freedom Boat Club. Lisa Almeida, how are you, girl? Welcome back.
Good to see you. Thank you so much. 4 locations.
How many boats now?
Like 120.
So, Coach, I remember when she opened the first one, she was on this show, and we've been friends a long time.
Wow.
How about that? Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And, it's really no different because when you asked the question, you talked about resources. It's the same for us. The resources are our employees and the people who are on the dock and the people who are fixing the boats. And yes, you want an owner that's going to spend money, make an investment in them, make an investment in the product. We flip our fleet every 2 to 3 years. We're always buying new boats.
Wow.
So, it's really important, and that's what's made us successful.
That's great. You got to have it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. And what's your favorite, or what's the biggest seller? Is it a speedboat? Is it like a pontoon, cruiser?
It's so different because that's the whole thing about the club is when the dad wants to go offshore fishing with his buds, he can go do that one day. And then the next day, when his wife wants to take the kids tubing, they can go do that the next day. And then if they've got family coming and they want to just cruise and do a little party, they can take the pontoon. So they don't have to make the choice about
it's great. You just go there, leave it, and off you go.
Yeah, and off you go. And my staff does all the rest.
That's cool. Great to have you.
Thank you.
On the show. Mac Holley's here from Heritage Capital.
Tom,
hey, Mac, how are you,
sir?
buddy?
Appreciate it.
Well, you guys deal with a lot of M&A. I mean, resources, those companies, man, they got to have the right resources to make them attractive if they want an exit strategy down the road, right?
We do. We try to help companies assess what resources do they have, what resources do they need to really maximize the value of their company. If they want to grow through acquiring other companies, we help them do that. And then ultimately, when the owner of the company is ready for an exit, we help them put an exit plan together and take them to market.
Yeah, absolutely. And with investors, I mean, look, you always want your anchor, right? Someone that you can always go back to if you need it, right? Every raise, you want them to be. But those sometimes can be challenging, can be tough to find, right? I mean, if things aren't going the way you thought they were going to go, maybe not by plan, in a certain amount of time frame, that investor's like, I think I'm going to wait a little bit, right?
That's right.
I mean, it's a kind of a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, we like to try to be the quarterback, to help them see the gaps in their company, look at their company from the outside looking in. What can we do to really tackle the challenges they have, help them get the resources that they need, whether it's capital, whether it's a CFO, whether it's a wealth management team. What do they need to really get all their team members in play to, again, drive the value of the company up so that when it comes time they're ready to exit, they're going to get the best price at the highest value they can get for their company.
It's real quick. How do you decide between taking on debt or a strategic partner that you may have a hurdle? You may be giving them equity, but maybe they get a return of something.
It's a little bit of a complicated thing there. I mean,
it is.
You don't want to give up equity if you don't have to, right? Equity is your most expensive form of capital. Entrepreneur wants to have control. Sometimes, though, you might get to the point where you have to bring on an equity partner because your growth is just to get to the next level. You got to have more money, and if you don't have it, so you got to. But it's a balance. We'd rather have debt versus equity, but you can only take so much debt.
Correct.
Because if you get too much debt and you hit a bump in the road, then you're underwater.
Absolutely. You're offering resources right on this show, Mac. I appreciate that. And all our listeners do as well. All right, we got game night tonight, Coach. Feeling good?
I feel good.
Feeling? Thursday
I feel
night?
good.
What'd you feel about when you had to play a primetime game? Did you like it or not like it?
Well, the first thing, of course, I had a lot of experience with the Cowboys because we played Thursday night games. We played a bunch of the night games, but Thursday night, the short week. And it's a different situation because you don't do the same things as you do in a normal week. It is not much practice time. It's a different setup. So what you try to do is you try to keep the guys things they know and feel good. Keep them from going out. That's for sure. You got one less night out there.
That's right.
But the biggest thing is I feel good about it because every player wants to play in a primetime game.
You know it.
So whether or not the healing process is a little quick, but they all love to play.
The only negative is you got to wait all day. That's the only negative.
And I hated night games. I hated night games as a coach.
If you peak too early, like mentally, emotionally, you don't show up on game day.
Well, I hated the night games personally because you're nervous the whole day.
Right.
I'd rather play at 8 o'clock in the morning, get up and go play.
No doubt. All right. Well, great to have everybody on the show. Thanks so much for being here, and all the best. All right. Hey, check out their great profiles at iwannabuzz.com. You see this conversation, you see plenty others right there at the website. So until next time, y'all stay safe and be cool out there, and we'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
The team at Heritage Capital Group is special because it's a collection of people across the spectrum.
We have people who have been in the shoes of owners that are looking to buy and sell, and professionals that have executed transactions helping buy and sell companies for decades.
I think when you talk to us, see what our experience is, see what our skills are, see the reach that we have, you'll be very happy with the recommendation.